I have nothing but love and respect for the Native American people, and I have spent a lot of time on the Navajo reservation. I'm going to bring out my good friend, and you're going to really enjoy him later on this evening. My good pard, Dave Stamey, is going to come out here and help me. When you're accompanied by the best, you can do no wrong, and he's the best. With all my heart, I am thankful for the way that the people who serve their country are treated when they come home nowadays. And I'm from the Vietnam era, and it was a different world back then. I truly thank my Heavenly Father for the honor and respect that these people are treated with when they return home nowadays. And I got out of the Marine Corps in 1967. In 1968, I went to the Uiha Days Rodeo up at Window Rock, Arizona, where I was entered. A young man by the name of Michael Baya, a young Navajo Indian boy, was quite a rodeo hand. Michael Baya was leading the bull riding stand-ins for the AIRCA when he was drafted and sent to Vietnam. Michael Baya was killed in Vietnam in June of '68. At the July 4th rodeo in '68, the tribe paid tribute to Michael Baya in a very unique way. They took Michael's spurs and his shaps and his bull rope, put him on a bull, and turned him loose in the arena during a moment of silence. It was one of those moments in time that kind of reach out and grab you by the heart, and they never quite let go. About 10 or 12 years ago, something like that, I was sitting in my den one night, and I got to thinking about that, and the words to this poem just started to come. I'm not a particularly prolific writer, folks, and it usually takes me a long time to write something that I feel is worth sharing. I usually have to write and rewrite and edit and rewrite. The words to this poem came in a matter of about 15 or 20 minutes. While it may not be a particularly mind-boggling piece of poetry, it was very special to me for several reasons. I had the opportunity to meet Michael's family about 5 or 6 years ago, and it was heart-rending for me. The other thing that you'll need to know to understand this poem is the use of the word Dene. The Navajo people do not refer to themselves as Navajo. In their language, they are Dene, and literally translated, that means the people.
Oh, beautiful, oh, spacious skies, oh, round the waves of grain, oh, purple mountains, majesty, above the fruited plains, America, America, God shed His grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
You spent your childhood wild and free, and none of us could then foresee how you'd touch our lives, or to what degree. We never knew you, Michael Baya. Your life was in the land and sky, vermilion cliffs, mesas high. These were yours to occupy. You were of Dene, Michael Baya. You rode the bulls, and you rode them well, but you wouldn't leave the reservation's citadel, though it was known you could excel. You could ride 'em, Michael Baya. The White House called, you left your land. Off you went to Vietnam, to a war you did not understand. You did your duty, Michael Baya. You fought with honor and with pride, but before the fighting could subside, in that far-off land, you died. You gave the ultimate, Michael Baya. At Window Rock in '68, they turned a bull out of the gate, and his bell rang loud to reiterate our thank you, Michael Baya. Dene and white men too stood and shed a tear for you, and though your time on earth is through, may God keep you, Michael Baya. Now often, when I reflect on the past, or cross that reservation vast, or see old glory at half-mast, I think of Michael Baya. Yatehe Hasti.
America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Thank you, Dave. Mr. Dave Stamey, you'll see him again here pretty quick. One more short thing before I leave the stage. I always like to leave my audience with a little pearl of wisdom, something that'll help you through life a little easier. This one's for you gentlemen. My mother told me from the time I was a kid, son, always remember, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And my mother was right. As a married man, I found out breakfast is the most important meal of the day, because if you ain't home by then, you're damn sure in trouble. Thank you, folks. God bless.